Bleach Soul Society breakdown, and we are here today to chat about chapters 251 through 260 of Bleach, which Lawrence has just read for the first time. Lawrence, how are you?
Hey, what's up? Sorry.
I muted you. You're good. Are you? Okay, so I'll talk for a little bit. You know, we're still early in the Hueco Mundo portion. This is where I first started reading on a weekly basis and did so for the rest of the series run. It was about midway toward the end of the final Grimmjow fight between Ichigo and Grimmjow that I think I started picking up. And so from then on, that's when I really loved things. Today, I never really cared that much for the Fallen Espadas that we're going to be discussing today, to be honest. It really just feels like a setup for... Oh, he's back. Ouch.
All right.
Okay, all right. So, how are you again?
I am doing good.
All right. So to recap where we left off yesterday, the gang met Nell and Co. They split up in Las Noches, and they've entered the territory of the Fallen Espada, with Ichigo underestimating Dordoni. Let's start things off with the poem for Volume 29, The Slashing Opera. I just fix it up relentlessly, though I know it will be chopped off someday. I just make it shine relentlessly, though I know it will be chopped off someday. But it finds me, oh how it finds me, because when it is chopped off, that chopped off hair will resemble the dead you.
No, she's in there. Yeah, so sorry about that. Yeah, so this is an okay poem. You know, there have been better ones for sure.
I like this one.
You like this one? All right.
Yeah. I like the idea of using hair for metaphorical aspects.
Therefore, yeah. Follicles, you know.
Yeah. So what did you think of the Ichigo versus Dordoni fight?
It was cool. You got this. I liked, he's a fun character in terms of like the fight. He like the way he was kind of like talking with Ichigo, because like when I'm thinking of the Arankars, I'm thinking of them as just like being just like these like embodiments of like evil kind of. But then you're starting to get kind of like counter narratives like thrown at you, like between those the three, like Nell and his and her crew, like that group of three, like they're not really that bad of not people or whatever you want to call them. Like they have like some goodness to them. And then in fighting this guy, he definitely like had like some honor within within how he was fighting. Like he wanted to fight Ichigo at his strongest, and he kept pushing him because he like felt like it was disrespectful that he was trying to save some stuff in the tank for like later down the line. Mm-hmm. And then when he was like making kind of like scumbag moves, like going after Nell over Ichigo, he acknowledged, yeah, that's kind of fucked up, but like I have a purpose for doing this, and this is just like the code of like the fight. Like I like it's my job to stop you, and if like winning the battle means destroying what you're protecting, then it's my priority to do that. So yeah, I definitely like the way it kind of worked out within that battle.
Yeah, so Dondoni is a fallen Espada, meaning he was formerly in the top 10, but once the Hogyoku fell into Aizen's possession and I guess was used to enhance or strengthen or create other Espada, he was no longer powerful enough to retain his rank and fell to the 3-digit numbers.
Yeah.
So his motivation here in this fight is to prove his worth to Aizen by defeating Ichigo in the hopes that it would mean that he would be restored to the proper ranks of the Espada. So that is why he is so interested in pushing Ichigo to fight at the top of his power.
Right.
Ichigo is reluctant to do because his initial thought process is that, well, if I have to even use my Bankai, I won't be able to deal with the top ranks. If I have to use Bankai on the cannon fodder. He realizes this isn't going to cut it, so he unleashes his Bankai, and at Dondoni's request, he holifies for a split second in order to defeat him when Dordoni kind of realizes that you probably didn't even need to do that to beat me.
Yeah.
We also find out that Nell has some interesting abilities to her. She can absorb and return a Sero as a burp. And by quote-unquote massaging her throat dick, she can
oh god,
she can heal people with her vomit.
All right. A lot of interesting abilities. Yeah, Nell. Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying Nell as a character. Great addition. Yeah, like in terms of like the whole like Ichigo, like whether or not he should hold back or keep stuff in the tank. Like I'm still like I don't think Bleach has done a good job in terms of like letting me know like. Does he have a limited amount of times he can perform a Bankai, or is it like, or he?
I mean, it's energy, it's exhaustion, like it mentions.
So since they're like he's in this like world with this like crazy amount of Reshi or like soul energy or whatever, does it really matter like whether or not how many times he does his Bankai? If it's like he just will
that's different. Which Uryu fights from absorbing the Reshi around him and using it as a weapon, where the idea of Ryatsu is just sort of natural spirit energy.
Yeah,
that one person has within them, and that's what that's what he draws upon for his power.
Right. So so this is like he wants to do his Bankai as little as possible. That should be the strategy.
No, more so is that if he has to waste his time using on his Bankai on the cannon fodder, is he really strong enough to take on the Espada? Like that was the thought process.
Oh, so the resolve is more about just like pure like analysis of like his abilities. Like if he's having to use Bankai against like cannon fodder, then that means he won't be anywhere near as strong enough to face an Espada who but
more or less like what you're saying about conserving his energy is also a part of it.
Yeah. Because like if you think about it, like this guy was an Espada. He's like a fallen Espada, so he's not like far off the like Espada train, right? Like so.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Not, like, so that's not like identifying him as cannon fodder is like a little hyperbolic though, and I mean I guess
I mean you think about him compared to like Grimjow or Ukiora from what we've seen though.
I guess that's true. But he was an Espada though. Like I mean like. And Grimjow's like number 6 on the Espada list, like, and it's an order of strength, right? So
yeah,
I mean, if he was in the spot, like, so he, yeah, I don't know, like, I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying.
So, Dordoni tries to attack Ichigo again after he's been healed, which Ichigo breaks his sword and departs. It's a ruse though because Dordoni has been sent after to be finished off. And Dordoni does this on purpose with the fake attack on Ichigo because he wants to convince him that he's too soft. He needs to leave the. I know the translation that we read didn't really get this through, but the idea is that when he says "leave the chocolate behind," it's the idea of leave the sweetness behind.
I got that. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Don't take pity on your opponents that you're going to face it up ahead. Don't heal their wounds. And, he stalls out from the execution squad getting to Ichigo, and they kill him in the process.
Yeah. Yeah, I was definitely surprised that Ichigo, like, took the time to, like, try to heal the guy's wounds. Like, he's, like, I mean, like, he's not even, like a human. Like, yeah, I mean, and he was, like, fighting to kill you. Like, I don't know. I probably wouldn't have, like, stopped the time. I mean, you didn't, like, of course, I understand like just not taking him out, like I understand that, but to like go as far as to heal him with the potential that it could like backfire on you and that you'd have to like waste even more energy to like undo a mistake that you just like that you had just made, like it would be like pretty much a cell phone entirely. So yeah, definitely was surprised about that, but yeah, it was good to get that moment at least within the series.
So Aizen receives word that Dodoni has fallen. He seems to be happy about it, which Jin remarks upon. Jin says he's weirdly excited as well. We also see that Saziel Poro was having some information in the report withheld, including that he had analyzed the Ryatsu coming off of Dordoni after having him killed. So Saziel Poro clearly up to some stuff of his own.
Yep, doing his own thing.
And then we shift to Uryu's fight with Saruchi Underwitch. What did you think of the fight with Saruchi?
Yeah, it was a good fight in terms of you got to see even more about like how Uryu has changed in terms of like strengthening his abilities. You know, he has that the like sword arrow now that absorbs like a Reshi, the base soul energy based attacks that he can then he can pretty much just like bounce it back on him. So that was a really cool reveal. He was trying to save that, but he had to pull it out a little bit earlier than he expected. Yeah, it was. I mean, in terms of like who he was fighting, like I mean, I didn't find her really particularly interesting in terms of like from like a story perspective. It definitely just seemed like this is a fight for us to be able to see Uryu and how he's grown. Like that was pretty much like the pure basis and like and reason for that fight. So I didn't really particularly find her interesting as like a character, I would say.
Yeah, not as much to Saruchi. We do get to see her in a more comedic sense than we did Dordoni. So her thing is that she has a bunch of pillars in her chamber.
Mm-hmm.
She's standing on top of them to do ranged attacks. Luckily, Pesce arrives and uses his secret ability, Infinite Slick, to everything slick. She can't sit on the platforms anymore.
Mm-hmm.
She releases, the fight continues, and I'm not a big fan of the fight, to be honest. I like the design for Saruchi, but I wish there been a little more to the fight in terms of depth, because it's basically you kind of struggling for no real reason until Pesce arrives.
Right.
Comedic elements. She releases. He's like, okay, I guess I'll use the Shield Snyder now, and then the fight is pretty much over.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed like Pesce, like from like he was like calling Uryu Ichigo like the entire time and like stuff, and that was like he was a fun addition that added a little bit of spark to the fight.
The only reason Saruchi notices him is he's trying to be a lecher.
Yeah, and but beyond that, it was okay. Nothing. And also like some of the fight panels were kind of like a little bit incoherent for me too. I had an idea what was happening. Like she couldn't use the columns anymore, and she had the things like coming out of the chamber, and there was like a sword. But I don't know. Like it wasn't there definitely been easier fights to follow in the throughout the manga. But it got the job done. I know where you stronger now.
Yeah. Uryu also does not finish her off, just destroys her spiritual core, essentially, and she's also finished off by the same people who eliminated Dordoni.
Yeah, they some other people doing the dirty work.
Yeah. We then move on to Chad's fight with Gantenbein. What did you think of Chad's fight here?
Chad, this one was definitely interesting in terms of. Once again, I didn't really like the villain. I could really care less about who he's fighting.
They get less and less developed across these 10 chapters.
Yeah, definitely. Like I could care less. But but I was actually more excited to get some more Chad developments because I feel like we've gotten like Uryu developments before about him getting stronger and stronger. But this is the first time you get like some Chad energy. He's ready to break some skulls open. I'm happy we got introduced to Diablo. He's connected to his Latin roots with his abuelo and his giving him this defense power, and now he's found his offensive power. And I think he's definitely set up to have some fun here. So I'm ready for Chad to finally get put on some action. I was really heartbroken how they did him in the whole Soul Society arc. They messed with my man's, but now he's back with a vengeance.
Yeah, so Chad is first struggling in the fight, but then he feels like he's gotten accustomed to it. His left arm, his right arm of the giant, its full shield form is unveiled, as well as his attack form for the left arm of the devil. That's where we end the day. Do you have any predictions for tomorrow, Lawrence?
I mean, obviously this Chad fight's going to finish. I suspect the wreckage is afoot. He's gonna make quick work of this this guy. I don't even know what to call him. And then more advancements from Ichigo and Uryu going forward. Maybe they encounter some more people to fight. Beyond that, I don't think there's gonna be nothing. I think it's more of the same. I mean, obviously we haven't gotten a Rukia update, so I imagine we might get like a Rukia update. Renji also. We forgot to mention Renji and the other dude.
I mean, do you want to talk about them?
I don't know. Well, I mean, all that pretty much happened is that Renji, the third of that crew, ran into Renji. He was looking for Nell, and they were like kind of having their like little banter back and forth, and like chasing each other around, and playing grab ass. Nothing much.
Well, yeah. So I'll say that for tomorrow. Well, for starters, just on the word's escaping me. Anyways, tomorrow you're going to read all of Volume 30. There is no heart without you.
Yep.
And you'll get to start Volume 31. Don't kill my volupture, which is so I own volumes 1 through 20 of Bleach in manga form. That's through the start of the series right up to Aizen departing Soul Society.
Yeah.
And then I have volumes 31 through 33, and you're going to get to have the very start of volume 31 tomorrow.
Sounds good.
I'll just go ahead and say that you will get an Espada fight tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
Exciting stuff.
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, if that's all, we'll see you tomorrow. I think tomorrow things start to pick up even more.
Cool beans.
All right. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.
Bye.